What's up, everybody, and welcome to Moments with the Mobleys. I am your man, Johnny Mobley Jr.,
Hey guys, I'm his wife, Deirdra,
and we something like an ordinary couple.
with extraordinary purpose.
I don't think we was going to be a couple, but y'all going to find out. It was looking rough, y'all.
Greetings, salutations, accolades, and blessings.
Oh, it was looking rough.
How y'all doing tonight?
Great morning.
Did you say great morning?
Mm-hmm.
Did you say great morning?
Great morning.
Okay. Well, great morning. Great evening, great afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Baby, how was your day?
My day was good.
Great. You miss me?
I always miss you, baby. You like that? Sort of eye contact? I always miss you, baby.
Baby, you sound like the guy on one of those movies. What was it? 5 Heartbeats? One of those movies like that. I can't remember. Mm-hmm.
You said your greeting salutation.
It had sound like real slick, you know? Was that a gnat?
Girl, I don't know what that was. He was moving like he was schizophrenia.
Like he was schizophrenic? Okay. All right.
I told you about trying
I had to get you right back together, baby.
Okay.
I'm always look out for you. So, how y'all doing? Hey, patrons, how y'all doing? Greetings, salutations, accolades, blessings. I know I already said that to y'all. How y'all doing? Y'all, we got some new excursions that we've been going on. We're going to get into the topic in just a second. But I need y'all to get into this berry that my child in Atlanta showed me this morning while we was on a Duo. And she said, "Oh, Mama, look at these white strawberries." And so I can't remember the other name for them, but they supposedly taste like pineapples. And so when she got to the register, the cashier told her that when you bite into each one, they literally taste different, but good different. And so she ate one when she got home. We were still on Duo, and she was like, "Oh, Ma, these real good." So I bought a pack, and I'm excited about it.
What is that?
I can't remember the other name for it, but it says something de Blanc on the front, on the top of the pack.
Okay.
And so I just called it a white strawberry. Okay. That's pretty nice. You want to taste it?
It don't taste like a strawberry?
Mm-mm.
What it taste like? So how you know you eating a strawberry?
This one, not necessarily. Come. Taste it, baby.
I trust you.
You do. Boy, open your mouth. You're going to try to nibble it.
I'm trying to take a little piece.
Right. No, chew it. Yeah?
It has a texture of a strawberry.
It has a texture of a strawberry, but the taste is not of a strawberry. You'll taste a little pineapple-ish. Maybe afterwards. But I tasted it when I tasted the first one. It tastes better than those oats from Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Really? That was big shade.
Just a little bit. And
that was big shade.
Well, you didn't hear me because you was looking at your phone. You didn't hear me, so you was like, "Oh yeah." You went along with me before you actually comprehended what I was saying. So y'all, listen, we got a couple of things. We have incorporated the gym back into our lives. As of Monday, we gonna go Monday, Wednesday. We went Monday, Wednesday. Tomorrow will be the third day. And I believe we're doing 3 days. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The other days we'll just make sure that we get some type of movement in, walking or whatever. I'm sore, but I enjoy going. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it takes a minute for me to get out of the bed because we got the clock set for 4. We get up by 4:15. Freshen up, brush your teeth, wash your face, all that good stuff. Put the gym clothes on. Johnny always beats me downstairs and to the truck, but I come moments after, and we always get there at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, so
Right?
Yeah.
So we get there at 5.
So I thought after the first day I was gonna be like gun ho in it. I think Deirdre's been capturing some.
I'm gonna put them out. I've actually put out a couple reels on Moments with the Mobleys of us when we first got there. I've never done any when we've left, but I do have some pics from us in there a couple times. So I'm a release those as well.
Day 2. So anybody, I've never had small legs. My legs have always been nice size. When I was young, I used to work out my legs a whole lot because I wanted to be able to dunk a ball. Once I accomplished that, I ain't try to really lift weights with my legs no more. But yeah, never really liked leg day. So Wednesday was leg day. Guess who out-repped me? She was trying to show off, y'all. I was like, hey, let's just use the 10. We'll use the 10. And she's like, I think 10's a little light. I'm going to get a 15. I was trying to whisper. I said, so what you... So, I mean, I'm not going no heavier than the 10s because we got to do it like this. That's fine. I'll do it like that. I almost pushed her over a couple of times. What you doing? I don't like what you're doing over here, but I'm going to let you roll what you roll. But she was like, I gave her props though. She was repping me. She was out repping me and everything. And yeah, so.
It wasn't a competition, guys. It was just each day I want to try to, each time we go, I want to try to, push a little further.
Look, we're looking for results and looking to be healthy. That's all.
Yeah.
We want results and we're looking to be healthy. So we eating better, dieting, watching our food. Well, I ain't gonna even say dieting.
Right.
Eating.
We're on a plan.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
we're on a plan.
We making the 2 combinations. I haven't done the 2 combinations since I was in high school. So
yeah.
The 2 combinations, you get results. When you diet and you exercise, it definitely gets you the results you need. And I'm talking about diet, not. I'm talking about a real meal plan, getting the proper calories in every day, protein, all that stuff. So we hitting it pretty hard. So we going for 12 weeks. We took a before and after picture.
No, a before picture. There is no after yet, but we gonna go strong.
We took a before and we gonna take an after picture.
Right, we gonna go strong.
So yeah. So we'll share some more with y'all as we move along.
I'm gonna make a little reel with the pictures so far.
Hopefully,
or get Allison to show me how to do that.
I click
and
get into it. I don't know this 50-year-old stuff.
Because Monday was our first day, so Wednesday morning at 4, the clock went off. The alarm went off at 4. By 4:15, I think you hit it maybe once, twice. So 4:15 it goes off. He actually gets up. I'm still, kind of contemplating getting up. And then he goes in the restroom, and then he comes out to the door, and he said, hey, babe, so how about you want to just wait and go?
In my persuasive
this evening
voice.
when we get off from work?
Let's just go ahead and sleep till like 6:30, and then we can just go ahead and go this
afternoon.
Cousin. And she was like, nah.
No.
She said, if we don't go today, we not going this afternoon.
We wasn't going.
And she was dead right. And I knew that.
Yeah.
But I figured if I could get her to agree with me, then when we was coming home, I'd have been like, you ready to go to the gym? She would have looked at me like,
I'm going to sit in the truck while you go ahead on in.
Yeah.
So, needless to say, we did get up and we did go.
It was a good workout. And we did legs.
It was a really good workout. Like, for real, legit. It was really good. And so, it's even though I'm a little slow to get up, when I get up and I get going, and then we get there, and I'm excited about being there. So that's a good thing. And just to see, and like I told Johnny, I was kind of apprehensive, because of COVID and everything. But the one thing that everybody in there does is they make sure not to be all in people's faces.
Yeah.
And so I do wear my mask in there. Me and Johnny are basically in areas together, so we're not, closer to people. And so I'll, pull it down or whatever. But he had me doing all the kind of stuff. Laying on the incline bench? Decline, I'm sorry.
She lifting. She lifting. Incline, decline, dumbbell, bench pressing, lats. We doing it all. And I'm talking about we doing reps. We getting a couple of them. We knocking it out, y'all. It's straight moving for a straight hour. Now, once I get in there,
we be
we moving.
We be like, come on, babe, we got to do this next, and we got to do this.
She be trying to get us when we first get in there, and she be like, "Hey y'all, you know how y'all her voice. Hey y'all, we up in here Planet Fitness, and we gotta say hey, babe."
His so face y'all gonna see sour,
y'all gonna see some faces like this and some some of them like that.
He be sour.
Hey, say hey, babe. That's how I be feeling.
But you get into it.
Once I get into it. You want my phone? Yeah. I'm good, boo.
Okay.
I'm put it down.
Thanks.
I'm getting ready to put it down.
So
this is part of something we was tussling about.
So listen, guys. So we gonna get into it. As who said let's get into it? Tristan, and then Taj picked it up. So let's get into it. So we firmly believe in what we do, and we've been transparent since the beginning. And we will remain transparent with you all. I told Johnny, I said, well, the one thing that I do know is that relationships, couples, they will get free because of the testimonies that we give, because of the things that we share, because we want y'all to be better. Yep. And so the only way that we know the things that we've talked about is because we've gone through them. And so for me, that's what's important for me, that you, when you do deal with issues, that you walk through them. Not sit in them, stay there, mad at each other forever. And because it just simmers, okay? Yeah. And so the title of this is We've Been Tussling, and we have. As y'all can see, we're here tonight and we're smiling, so we made it through. Not literally tussling, like not as in we putting hands on, because we don't do that. Nah, that's something that we don't do. But
it was a little tense though.
It was a lot tense.
And we don't get tense a whole lot.
We don't. We like
we don't argue. Yeah, we not.
I can count on my hands.
We not the whole cussing each other out and fussing at each other. We don't do none of that stuff. Usually, all our stuff is pretty adamant until, and I can say most of the time I am the catalyst for the tussling.
That's big of you to say.
I gotta say it. That's because
real big of you to say.
I am the catalyst for the tussling. A combination, and it's not just one thing. It's a combination of a lot of stuff. Which my wife,
we gonna tell it.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna let you go ahead. I told her I'm gonna follow her lead on this. So I won't be tussling no more, because I might say the wrong thing.
You're not gonna say the wrong thing. We gonna tell the truth, and it's gonna set somebody free. Truth. It's gonna set somebody free.
But you told me my filter. You didn't think I had. You thought I was done with the raw talk, and then she said, since you done turned 50, you just. And I want to say, well, maybe it's because you about to turn 50. You a little sensitive.
That's part of the reason why we was tussling. So guys, and I want to say this because but for real, baby, I do want to get we gonna of course tell some stuff, but I do want to get to the end of this to where we truly tell this is real stuff that real men deal with.
Yeah.
Coupled with the fact that I'm glad that I am a wife who firmly believes in extending grace, because I am grateful that the Lord extends it to me. And so that's why I haven't always been in this space, but I'm grateful that I'm in this space. You were the one who helped me get to this space besides the Lord.
And so did not know the Lord had a plan. That was his plan.
Listen.
He knew
that my husband was going to need that same grace.
I need the
that
grace.
He showed, that he so gracefully helped me understand and extend to, why it was so important that I extended it to people. So It had been a few weeks. Could have been a little longer than that, but about a few weeks. I just started noticing that normally, me and Johnny play. He can say things. I don't walk around with my feelings on my sleeve. Cause we cool. We for me, tussling is a distraction, is what it is for me. Yeah. Because we're focused about what we're doing. We're focused about the life that we're living. We're focused. We one thing my husband always told and tells my our children is to, we're not perfect, but you're not perfect, but try to make good choices. Yeah. Good, when you try intentionally to make good choices, it always, normally leads to, great consequences or great outcomes. Yeah. Is what I meant.
Great outcomes.
Right, great outcomes. And so, I started noticing that, to sum it all up, I started noticing that Johnny, because he's always been a person that really intentionally tries to look at the glass half full, I'm used, it's like it's contagious. He's, that attitude from him is contagious. So, but it started happening and I was like, well, maybe it's just me, maybe, my cycle is on or about to come on. Maybe it is just me, like a little emotional or a little feely. Because normally that's not who I am. We can play all day. We can talk trash to each other all day. Loving each other that night or just whatever. We that's how we do. And
that was her trying to be nice, trying to give me an excuse basically.
Right.
Through her.
Right. I was really trying.
That ain't last long.
Legit, I was trying, but I started, noticing like some comments he was making. It was a little abrasive. And I was like, well, no, that ain't who he is. That ain't what he doing. He probably was just playing or whatever. But then as the days went on, it was like, we had already talked about something that evening. And I can't even remember what it was. But it was about something that I was supposed to take care of or something like that or whatever. We had already talked about it that evening. So then the next morning, as soon as we get up while we were getting ready for work, he asked me about it again. But it was just, I guess it was just the way that he presented it. And even yet and still, I was still trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. I was like, maybe he ain't meant it like that, But like I said, to explain how it felt, it was like I was getting the vibe of a Johnny who was seeing now, instead of seeing the glass as half full, I was the aura that was coming out of him was now like he was seeing life as the glass being half empty. And so, because I'm in tune and we're in tune with one another, I'm in tune with him and vice versa, I then picked up on it that something was off. And so I tried to say to him, babe, you okay? What's going on in your head? You want to talk about it? It just seemed like everything that I did, he had something to pick about it. And I'm like, this ain't my husband, Lord. And so there was a promotion pending. We both thought that it would be a great, move for him.
Not a promotion, just a shift.
A lateral move. Yeah. Employment-wise. And so, I was like, Lord, I think that this will be a great thing to happen because I know that a part of what's going on with him has to do with, some stressors, work-related stressors. I knew that it was just, I told him we had done a episode where it was talking about like the gentlemen who had men who get to their 50s or get to midlife and they start feeling like they are not where they want to be and they, don't, by this time in their life, I should have done this, that, and the other. And I don't know if y'all remember that episode, but the man was coming off as angry. And so the wife was having a hard time trying to find out why was her husband acting like this. And so immediately I thought about that episode and I was like, Lord, hold up. My throat dry.
She was getting ready to say so.
I was like, Lord, is that what's going on with my husband? Surely it ain't, Jesus. And so as the days went by, I was like, yeah, I feel like that's what it is, Lord. And so even though I still tried to extend grace, a lot of times, he wasn't verbally abusing me or nothing like that, but just kind of coming off like slick mouth, or if I was supposed to be handling something.
A little snappy.
Yeah, I'm like, who are you? And so I remember one morning we were going to work. And so we were talking again, y'all. I tried to forget stuff as soon as it happened, but we were talking about something. And so he said the response was like completely not how you would answer it. And I remember I said to him, and I had put a colorful word in there, and I was asking him, like, is this 50? And I remember you bust out and start laughing because you didn't expect that from me. But I was like, oh, it's enough of this now because you're not acting like yourself. Where's my husband and what have you done with him? But I think it was after that day of just him just not, completely not, you being not in your character. I was like, okay, Lord, so I've got to, instead of trying to badger him and ask him to tell me what's wrong or to try to figure it out, I just have to go to a complete posture of prayer. I'm gonna close my mouth. I'm not trying to tussle because it seemed like he was trying to cause me to tussle with him. If y'all wives, especially wives, know what I mean. It was like he was looking for a tussle. And so I was like, oh, okay. So he looking for a tussle. But the way I feel, the way I'm feeling, Lord, he ain't going to get just my mouth back. It's going to involve a cutting utensil or something because
it ain't never a hit or push. She always want to cut
because,
or put somebody in the wall.
Because you're stronger than me. And what am I do? What am I doing? No, but like I said, we don't ever resort to violence. Nah, I'll try him up and say I'm gonna do something.
But that's a human response,
right? It was a human response.
And so I explain this. So
okay.
We have a human responses, and most of the time it probably is a little extreme, but the difference is none of us are exempt from that.
Right.
But what you can do is allow yourself to go through the emotions. And then you just have to let that stuff settle and then make the best decision for the situation.
Right.
So this is a tactic that we have put in place in our marriage. And we're not exempt from having stuff like this happen, y'all. It's just not. And I mean, for me, well, go ahead and finish saying what you had to say.
Okay. And then, so again, I just, I was like, okay, Lord, I believe you've revealed to me what's going on. And so I choose to just really like back up. And even though I didn't want to, because my flesh response was to be like, I don't know what's going on with you, but you better get it together or you going to your mama's house. Now, I know that would have been met with, well, I don't know who you think you talking to, but this my house and I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to sleep in the same bed. So I knew that was not the response that I needed to give. However, I was like, okay, so now I'm going to extend even more kindness to him and even more grace to him because I think Holy Spirit started giving me, like, let me see what was going on. Because I think when we finally talked, and we're going to get to that, when we finally talked, basically everything that you told me is what he revealed to me. It was what I think I gave back to you or whatever. But I can say this. I don't want you, women or wives to be like, oh, she's just so churchy. No, I appreciate the fact that I have the Holy Spirit lives inside of me and that he is my helper. And that's my helper. I'm talking about with every area and every aspect of life. And so I began to pray for my husband. And I know I asked him, I said, babe, can you just tell me what's going on? Can you talk to me? Can you tell me what's wrong? And I said, because I really want to know, because I really, and we always say this to one another, and we always tell couples this. If, and he knows this, if he's not okay, I'm not okay. We ain't okay. If I'm not okay, then he's not okay. And that's even if it had totally nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
You know, or if it had him being like that had totally had nothing to do with me. But that's one thing that we always say. And because I may not have known every single detail of what was going on with him, like I said, you know, Holy Spirit let me in on a glimpse of what was going on, of what, you know, what the general area of what was going on. And so I remember I asked you one day, I said, can you please just tell me what's wrong? What's going on? What, you know, what's your mental? And you said to me, baby, just give me some time, because I'm not ready to talk yet. And for me, back when we first got married, that would literally like hurt my feelings. Like, he don't want me. He don't want to be with me because he don't want to talk to me.
That's crazy, because that's the exact same thing I used to feel.
Yeah, like, because anybody that you're married to, if you're married to a person, they should always want to talk to you, and they should always be able to tell you what's wrong, and they should never tell you to give them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I literally like used to feel like somebody had done stabbed me in my heart because you were telling me, you know, because you said that. Yeah. And so I remember, and even when you...
Can I say why I said that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I told you.
Yeah.
So when I knew I was off. I knew I was overwhelmed with some stuff. So I knew my temperature was a little on ready, set, good.
Hot. It was not spicy. It was spissy.
So yeah, I was snappy. I was all that, and it wasn't her. It was just with life in general at that time, just overwhelming, not getting the rest I needed. It was just a lot of stuff going on. And sometimes, you know, being a man, that stuff happens. But let me say this. The reason I said that was because her praying connected with me, and it helped me say, okay, something's going on. I got to get it straight. But until I get whatever's going on under control in me, then I can't just talk to her any old kind of way. That can't happen, because she's coming, like she said, I knew she was giving me grace. I knew she was trying to find out. She was concerned. And I knew because I wasn't right, she wasn't going to be right. So now, you know, because I allowed I've allowed the overwhelming and the stuff to get out of my hands and out of control, which is not a man on earth does not happen to. So let it get out of control to where you overwhelmed, and now you at a place to where you just angry and snappy, not necessarily at nothing. So when you angry and snappy, overwhelmed, everything else is heightened. So you put the fork on the counter. I mean, you couldn't put it in the sink. What you doing? Stuff like that. And that's just an example. That's not what I said to her.
Right.
That's just an example. But I knew I couldn't talk to her at the time because I had to balance myself. I had to get myself balanced. I just couldn't say anything to her. I didn't want to disrespect her any more than what I was already doing. And I didn't call her out a name or nothing like that. But a man is not supposed to talk to his wife like that. A conversation is supposed to be had. So me being a leader of my household, I have to be man enough to say, okay, I got to get it together before I can come back at you now, because we just can't have a conversation. Then when we started yelling and doing all this other stuff, we're not going to do that. So give me a minute. And she don't like when I say that. But that's why I said it. Continue.
Yeah. I respect him for saying that, even though that's not what I wanted to hear. But I respect him for saying that. But during that time, for the few days after that, he wasn't talking a lot. So for me, again, it's feelings involved, because that's not how we get along. That's not how we do. You know, we laughing, we talking about something, we laughing, or we watching TV together, or he's showing me TikToks, or, telling me about his day, or I'm telling him about my day, and it just feels off. It feels strange, and I don't like that feeling. And so I gave him the I gave him the few days, and so fast forward a couple more days. So this particular night, we have church. And so he's in town. He went into the office. And so we carpool together. Because my car is down while we figure out what we doing, y'all. We still trying to figure that out. But this works for us. And so we after we get off from work, he comes and get me. Now, mind you, this is at this point, he has told me that he needed a little bit of time. He needed a few days. But it still feels strange. The ride in the truck feels strange still. But we maneuvering. So we go to church. I know he's still there. He's still working. Once we get to church, he's still working. We have just a little bit of time before church starts, or it was actually maybe over an hour, I think.
Yeah.
But I had to be there earlier. So he's in the back seat and he's working. And so he was dealing with work stuff. And so that had him, I think, he was a little, again, all this stuff was still going on. We hadn't talked about it, but work is still happening. Life is still happening. So I know there's still stress there. And I hear how he's talking, to, one of the people that he was talking to. And so in my mind, I'm going, oh, yeah. It's really heightened today because they was being sickening, And so I sat in the truck, and it was time for me to get out of the truck. And so he was on the phone with the person. And normally before we leave each other's presence, we'll, give each other a kiss or something. I'll see you later. I was getting ready to go into church, so I just wanted to tell him, I love you. I'll see you when you come in. He was on the phone with the person, and I actually was trying to mute the phone. And so he looked at me. He looked at me like, what you trying to touch my phone for? So I looked at him back at him, and I was like,
I did not say
I was like, you didn't say that. But the look you gave me was like, what you doing? And so I was like, okay, Jesus. Okay, Jesus. I took my pen out and a piece of paper, and I wrote on the paper, I put, worship some before you come in church. And I set it on the back seat by him, and I didn't try to do nothing else. I just went on in the building. Okay, so fast forward to that night after church. Phenomenal service. Just a great time. It's late. It is almost 11. Yeah, almost 11. And we have about a 35 minute drive from church. And so this is how I know that he, at this point, wanted to try to start back being my friend, or try to start back some type of rapport with me. We get on the interstate. He says, you hungry? I say, I am. I'm tired too, but
now,
I'm hungry.
Let me paint the picture.
Okay, paint the picture.
I'm driving. She's sitting passenger side, her hand like this on the middle console, looking like this. This is how she was looking, y'all, just straight ahead. And when I said, you hungry, she said, what? Now, that what to me meant, don't try to be my friend when you've been around here acting crazy. So I said, I'm going to go. I told her where I was going to stop and get something.
Yeah.
I'm going to grab something. I said, you good with that? She said, yeah. And then I shut my mouth. Because if I'd have said something else trying to be friendly, something was going to come out of her mouth that probably wasn't.
No, you did say something else.
What did I say?
You said, well, why are you so distracted?
Oh.
I'm sorry. I have to be engaged in something to be distracted.
That was she said.
I said, what? And I knew he had used the wrong word, but he was trying to be my friend again, y'all. Yeah. So I said, what? I said, what do you mean distracted? And you was like, Yeah, never mind. And then he just closed his mouth and started driving. Well, it kept driving. And in my mind, I'm going, we ain't friends. This is the thoughts in my head. We not friends. So don't try to talk to me, and you trying to talk to me, and you using the wrong words. Cause so how am I distracted? Makes no sense. But I was quiet until we got our food, and then we came home and we ate together. And
nasty.
At this point, I wasn't being nasty. But at this point it was after 11.
Yeah.
And I was tired, for real, because we had been gone from home all day, worked, church after, it was late. It was almost midnight. So anyway, he calls me at work, and so we start just a little bit of talking, but then you say, there's a few more days pass by. Everything is still pretty much mundane, I would say. And then you say, and a part of, I'm gonna say this part because this goes to things that we've talked about, things that have happened in the past that can show up and make you feel some type of way, even though you say you've gotten over it.
Yeah.
We talk about it in the earlier episodes about how, when I didn't clean all the time and, clean up all the time and stuff like that, and about me waiting to cook till he got home, or just all the stuff that we went through. And so at this house, because we are gone a lot of the times, because we do have hectic schedules with taping and a lot of stuff going on and working and everything, we do have a helper that comes in. And so she actually spilled quite a bit of bleach on our bedroom floor. And so I even tried to extend grace to her, and she didn't tell us about it. And we found out about it a couple of days later.
Yeah, but that was, I left the house, so she was here doing her business. And then I got home, and I usually check the house out, and I give her money. When I got here, she wasn't here, so I called Deirdra, because it's a woman. So I'm not, hey, Deirdra, give her a call, tell her I'm here. Where did she go at? She up the street? What's she doing? Da-da-da-da-da. Deirdra calls her, and she said, don't worry about it.
It's okay. I'm like, no, my husband's he need to pay you, sweetie. No, it's okay. It's on me. I said, no, we'll just hold it. And then when you come again, we'll pay you.
She said, okay.
She said, okay. And then a few days later, y'all,
I told Deirdra,
we found the bleach stand.
No, it wasn't a few days. It was the same day.
No, I thought you didn't find it till the next day.
No, because I told you, I said, who leaves after cleaning 2,600 square foot home and who does? Nah.
Was it that evening? I thought it was the next day.
It was that evening, and I went looking around the house. And when you got home, I told you, I said, that's why.
She spilled a lot. It wasn't a little bit, it was a lot.
And this is my thing. I told Deirdra, I said, the disappointment wasn't that she spilled the bleach. The disappointment was that she left and did not say nothing.
And didn't say nothing to us. So yeah, that was what we were disappointed about. But, so fast forward, even with that, now we have to find somebody else. But even with that, I know how my husband is. I've told y'all, Johnny liked the smell of pine sol more than he liked the smell of perfume. And so with that, I tidied up the bathrooms and vacuumed and stuff like that. Johnny probably does not consider that cleaning. Well, hell, I know he don't consider that cleaning. Even though I did try to, tidy up and tidy the bathroom, all the bathrooms up, vacuumed, straightened the, put the clothes up out of the thing, wash a couple loads of clothes and stuff, just trying to fill in the gap until we find somebody else. Well, apparently that wasn't enough. Mind you, he was still on his glass half empty tip. So he stays home, and, Sunday I go to church. He stays home. He was off this Sunday, but he stayed home and per se cleaned the whole house. And so,
you say per se with quotations?
No, because you would have thought that it was just horrifically dirty.
I do not like a dirty house. I just don't. It's especially mine. I can leave other people's houses. I don't like my house to be dirty.
And so, his floors weren't done, which so he started saying, I guess, about how we had
whatever, Allison.
We had ordered the wax. Right, how that's your fault. We ordered the wax.
Because she had to look like these floors.
Right. Because she know how he ain't know he is about his floors. We ordered the wax, so the floors didn't need to be swept and then waxed. He normally does that because that's his thing, his floors. So, and again, all this was on top of everything else that he was going through. So this was not
usually when it's hey babe, I'm gonna just do the floors. Now it was like times 100. So everything.
Got to do the floors. Got to change the filter.
I wasn't talking like that.
Got to change. I'm telling y'all what was going on in my mind. Got to change the filter. He sends me the day before. He sends me this list of 5 million chemicals to get from the store, and in my mind, I'm going, "You gonna be?" Well, I think I actually did say it to him. Like, you need Pine Sol and Fabuloso. You gonna kill us? Like all this stuff. Now, y'all, it was about 8 different cleaning products. You're about to kill us. What is that dirty, sir? So anyway, needless to say, he does that Sunday. Sunday church was absolutely amazing. The Lord is kind. I come home just planning on talking to him and just speaking life into him and praying over him and just telling him, like, whatever is going on, just give it to the Lord. I love you. I'm here for you. Didn't happen. Because I came home and he acted like he barely saw me. So I was like, oh, okay, so that's what we're doing. Well, I'm about to eat this food and I'm about to take me a nap. So needless to say, about 2 days passed by and he's about to drop me off to work. And he says to me, we need to talk. We need, I want to talk tonight. I want to talk when we get off. Okay. I said, you sure you ready to talk? Yeah, I'm sure I'm ready to talk. Okay, good. All right. Yeah. I said, because it's been frustrating for me. And so y'all know from the beginning of the podcast that I'm a crier. And so it wasn't that I was at that point angry with him, but I was frustrated. And frustration leads me to cry and all of the above. And so he said to me, I am ready to talk. There's some things that I need to say. And I know I just need to say them to you. I've had a chance to go and deal with myself, with my thoughts. And so I just need to tell you how I feel. And I was like, okay. And so.
Tell them the question you asked me.
I said, are you leaving? You leaving? You found somebody else? And I asked that, but I didn't believe it. I asked it.
That threw me completely off. I'm like, why on earth would you ask me that? That just threw me completely off. I had no idea why she said it.
It did, and I don't know why I said it either, because I know I didn't mean it, because I already told y'all we are together until death parts us.
That part.
And
remember,
so
she talk about knives in the sea a lot.
And so he said to me, why would you say that to me? And I said, I don't know. I was just playing. And so he says, well, I'm ready to talk. And I was like, okay. And then, I don't know. He said something else. And so I started tearing up because I'm a crybaby. And he was like, and I said to him, I said to you,
why would you do this
before I got to go into work? And you was like, what did I do?
All I said is
that I'm ready to talk. Let's talk. Y'all, it was so emotional. Just these whole past few weeks have been emotional for me. So I think that's where the tears came from. So, and go ahead.
So my whole thing was, so being a man, it wasn't, I can be honest and transparent and say, midlife checkup. I ain't gonna say crisis. Midlife. Did we call it midlife checkups?
Checkups, I think.
Midlife checkups. So this is the thing. When a man has a plan and he's planning it out, most great men with great visions have a plan. And a lot of people believe that with a vision, a lot of men have a plan A, and if that don't work, he got a plan B, just in case plan A don't work, and then he got a plan C, just in case plan A and B don't work. Well, I'm gonna say how high I am. Most of the men in my circle, we have plan A's because we don't plan to fail. So when we have a plan, a man with a vision and a provision, he has a plan. He does not plan to fail, so he does not have a plan B. So this is what we're doing. This is where we're going. This is where we're moving. We're going to keep doing. The plan is to keep elevating, to keep moving. It's not a plan A and then a plan B. Do you know how much time it takes to have a plan A, B, and C? Nobody got time for that. My plans are going to work. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. I've always thought like that. So I had plans. Some of them didn't work out the way I wanted it to. And this is the crazy part. So the part about my job, the Monday, it was like that Monday, God told me that I wasn't going to get the job before the people even told me I wasn't. So that aggravated me because in my mind, I'm thinking, you the one told me to get the job. Well, he told me, no, I ain't never told you to get that job. Never told you that. You planning on, that was your plan to go after the job, and you wanted me to favor it. And that's not where I want you at. How many plans do you have that you create yourself and then you take them to God and expect God to just push them through? And it was never meant for you. It's a lot of stuff that I could have did different to make sure I got this plan, this job, but I didn't. So when he told me that, a lot of stuff went through my head. It was a whole bunch of crazy stuff going through my head. Okay, so, maybe I don't hear God's voice. Maybe I ain't got the relationship I think I got with God. Real thoughts. This is real transparency. Maybe all this stuff, I'm in the situation I am now. Now, granted, let me tell y'all, God has already given us a plan of what we need to do and where we need to be at and what city we need to be at and everything already. Like, 3 weeks ago? Mm-hmm. So he's already done that. Kind of unbelievable what he wants. But if he said it's going to happen, then we just need to. So we at this place now where it ain't just about us believing. We got to know. See, with a relationship with God, you got to mature into a place, a whole different realm to where you get exposed to God, you meet him, greet him, you have faith, you believe, and then you just continue to grow. So you have to mature in your relationship. So we at a place now that we need to know. It's not about us believing no more because he's done a lot what we believed in. So why are you still trying to believe what God gonna do? And this is talking to me. You need to know. So because I need to elevate you and accelerate you to where I need you to be at, for you to be who you need to be, for where I need you to be at, I need you to know. Because the believing part is a process. The knowing part is a decision. That's the difference. Believing part, you got to gather yourself to believe. You got to give the faith up. You got to get the momentum going. The knowing part is, oh, okay, you want me to do that? Let's go. Yeah. So that's a process. That's a process. So he revealed a lot of stuff to us. And even with that, I put another plan in place as if he ain't never said that. In my mind, I'm thinking, it could be 2-3 years from now before we, do this. We ain't no telling, it'll be a little while. So let me go ahead and do this and move this. And he was like, yeah, I never told you to do that. You did that. You said you wanted to do that, and then you brought it to me, and then you started telling people that God told you. I ain't never told you that. That's exactly what happened. So I had to deal with myself with some stuff. It upset me. Then I became a victim. Then I was hurt, felt guilty. It was a lot of different emotions. Everything in my life started to just, I wasn't sleeping. It was just crazy because, man, with a vision, I got a plan A. I ain't planning on failing. So I'm going. But it's a difference between a man with a plan and a vision and a God who places a vision inside of you for the life that he's favored you with to live on this earth. That was the difference. My relationship with God is at a level to where I know, and I was trying to convert back. So put it in layman terms, everything got overwhelming. I made a decision to do that. Now I can't sleep. I'm not getting no sleep. Now I'm stressing about stuff. Now I'm, at the job, stuff getting on my nerve. Everything was tedious. I'm doing all kind of stuff with the podcast getting on my nerve. Other things I ain't moving like I think we need to move. That's getting on my nerve. My wife getting on my nerve. She ain't cleaning like I needed to clean. It was just a lot. But here's the thing. I never took nothing out on anybody else. Now, I did change a little bit. I was quiet at the job. I'm usually the person encouraging all that. I was quiet at the job and everything. But the one person that I took it out on is the one person that got my back. That always has my back. That always praying for me. And it wasn't right. And it was almost like an out-of-body experience because I was trying not to do it. And I'm like, I can't just not say nothing because that ain't what we do. And if I say something, I'm going to try to say something. And then I try to throw a little punchline at the end to make it a little soft, a little funny. And then she wasn't falling for nothing because she know my rhythm. We on the same rhythm. We got the same heartbeat the whole nine. We are one. So, yeah, Joker, that's fake. Don't do that with me. So once I got to a place to where I said, okay, I need to check myself. I need to get myself in place. I had the conversation with myself and God, got myself right, and then got myself balanced. And then I said, let's talk. And then the conversation we had was therapeutic. All the conversations we have when a situation like this comes up is therapeutic. So it's a lot of different ways this whole entire situation could have went if I would have just jumped on the emotional roller coaster that I was going through and verbally said everything I was feeling. It would have went completely different. So my wife got grace. I don't know if she would have had that much grace, though, if I'd have said a whole bunch of crazy stuff to her. So, and I didn't. Sometimes you can self-sabotage your own relationship by jumping on the roller coaster of emotions that go. Now, I'm not saying that you're not going to feel that, but you got to remember that your emotions are loyal to your feelings and nothing else. They are there to hype up and enlarge and do whatever it got to do for your feelings. So if you feel whatever, your emotions go fall through and be like, we got you. So that's what my emotions was doing. My emotion was saying, you feel like this? Let's go. She doing what? Let's get her. No, we can't get her, bro. We can't get her. Hold up. We can't get her. We got to pull back because she my wife and I ain't trying to hurt. Yeah, but you said, you know what I'm saying? You were saying in your feelings that you felt like this and she did this and she wasn't doing this. Remember back in the day when yeah, but it ain't back in the day. So I'm like having conversations with myself. Like, yeah, but it ain't back in the day though, and I feel certain things. So and I'm going to tell y'all the crazy thing about this. So this is what I know something great is going to happen because I got 4 brothers that are close to me that's in my circle that all was having issues with their marriage at the same time. Not big stuff, just little stuff. All 4 of them. Now, one of my biggest pet peeves that I tell men is you get you a good male friend who's married, who's iron, who can sharpen iron. So you got a brother that got your back, is not going to be on your side, but go hold you accountable. And you got to have options. So I did not use none of my options. And them jokers found out about it. And I done got everybody to call. Had one call me. Me and him talk. He said, yo, what's going on? That's how he called me. He's like, hey, big bruh, what's going on? What you mean? What's going on? Something ain't right. What you talking about? Then he started just saying a whole bunch of stuff. And then I started saying stuff. And he said, yeah, I got you on all that and I feel you. But He said, first of all, you ain't called me. You ain't called such and such, and you ain't called such and such. You call anybody. Use your options. I said, nah, I didn't. He said, that's something you taught us. I know.
That part.
So,
and I had to remind you about that.
He said, that's something you taught us. He said, you always say use your options. He said, we options. Iron sharpen iron. So I said, you right. He said a couple other things, and he parted into me and prayed for me and got off the phone. So I was like, all right. So, of course, like I said, I ain't got nothing but probably about 3 strong dudes in my life that are close to me that I allow in that close. So, and they know each other. So by the time this done happened, they done start calling, hey, big bro acting crazy, he over there. So I get just calls from everybody. Hey, what's going on? So had a conversation with all of them, and they told me. And the one thing that all of them said is, you always there for us. We call you, we got issues, we got problems, you are option. He said, how you ain't gonna use what you teach us? And he was right. And most of the time I do. This particular time, I wasn't feeling it. I just wasn't. And it's not, like I said, it's not a man that doesn't go through this.
Yeah.
It's not a man that doesn't go through this. Sometimes you just get overwhelmed, you get tired, man. Your plan don't work out, but I can't stay in this spot. It was a pretty big punch because I had a couple other things in place to do. But it was some punches. But I brought it on myself because I got in the ring to fight in a match that I wasn't supposed to even be in. So I was the winner whether I got in the ring and fought or not. So it didn't matter. But I decided to get in the ring and fight. And then I got hit and I got punched. Still came out the winner, but feel some kind of way because of how I feel. Because I thought it should have been a different way. And it wasn't supposed to be like that. So, lesson took. I learned, lesson took. And I'm not, it'll never be a place to where I won't be teachable. It's just not. I'm human, go through stuff, and I get it. I get it. I just thank God for my wife and having the grace for me, and then having a relationship with God, because this could have went real crazy. Because as y'all can hear, none of my answers or anything that I gave her, she was cool with. So at any time, she could have flipped. I felt like it was coming that night, coming home from church. Because after we talked about it, of course, we done laughed about it now. And I said, so that ride coming home, she said, oh, yeah, we wasn't friends. And you'd have said one more thing to me, you about to get it. So I felt that. That's why I ain't said nothing else. I ain't said anything else. I made sure I got everything, all the information I needed for the food you wanted. And I said, I ain't got to say nothing else. I'm going to just go and get this food. Stop and get this food, and we going to the house because I'm nervous. I done said the wrong words. I'm trying to explain stuff, and I'm all so. But the one thing that I did tell her was thank her. I thanked her. It's been a long time since we've been here, so it does happen though. But the one thing that I did was thank her because the grace that she has now on her life and for me allowed her to listen to the words and allow the process to happen. Because I told her in the past, she would have kept pressing. And then I probably would have prematurely said some stuff, started talking, got the last little bit of residue of the funkiness out, but I'd have shot it all at her. And then I'd have been all right on the other end. But once you say certain words, you can't unsay them. And I know that. And my wife don't deserve that. She don't deserve none of that. She didn't deserve how I was acting. She didn't deserve none of that stuff. But I thank God that she gets it. And she understands me. And we on the same page. We have a rhythm. I ain't perfect. Never in a million years and I would ever say that I'm perfect. I'm effective. I believe I'm a good dude.
Absolutely.
And I believe I have an impact in this world. Perfect? Far from it. I ain't even trying to be perfect.
And that's all of us. We're not.
I ain't even trying to be perfect.
I think that's what helps me.
The transparency in this podcast right here, we needed to say because this is a real life thing. Yeah, a lot of people probably say why y'all don't talk about this stuff a lot more because it doesn't happen that often. It just doesn't. But we will share. We will share, and that's what we did tonight. Yeah. So we was tussling, as my wife said. And although she said, was I leaving? I still don't understand why she said that. I think she was trying to set me up. She was trying to see what I was gonna say. Now, if I'd have said, yeah, I think I'm gonna call it in. Then we probably wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
Cause he'd be in that what you call it? What they put the ashes in?
What ashes?
When they cremate you?
Okay, that was different. You missed water. I never heard the cremation.
I told you until death parts us. So, needless to say, I was just playing when I said that.
Was you trying to give her the correct answer? Mm-hmm. That's that woman power crap, y'all. That's that woman power crap.
But
Allison always said, "Don't break the third wall, the fourth wall." Now she in here giving answers.
Right. I wanted to share, and Johnny did too, because like I told him, our transparency, our honesty is gonna help another couple who thinks that, because when you're going through stuff, you think that a lot of I don't think this anymore, but a lot of people, especially in marriages, think that they're the only one going through an issue or a tough time or a time where it seems like it's just argument after argument after argument, or spat after spat, or just tense, like, what is going on? But everybody goes through it.
Yeah.
Everybody goes through it. I even have my moments. The thing about me is I live in Jesus's bosom. You see what I'm saying? No, but I tell Johnny this. I intentionally, if something comes, now there are times, okay, so put it like this. Day by day, I intentionally, say, okay, Lord, help me to handle whatever today brings. I'm intentionally believing that it's going to be a great day, I always, and I firmly believe that, but I always tell my husband, all these stressors of life and in the world and different things, we're not meant to carry those. And so I legit, y'all, intentionally make it a point to not to carry that stuff. I don't have, people who I talk to that stress me at work. They don't stress me. I have to live peaceable because I can't do the foolishness. But I also, sometimes I do get to a point where something has overwhelmed me. And with that, I quickly call him. And I'd be like, I don't need husband, Johnny. I need therapist. You need to be my counselor today, buddy. I need you to let me lay on the couch and give it all to you. And you allow me to do that.
Yeah.
And you always turn me to Jesus. You don't be trying to hype me up to go do something stupid. You always give me the practical side of it and how I need to handle it. And I have to release it quickly because I don't know how to carry it.
Yeah.
And so that's what it is for me. He is in another place with it. And like he said, he's learning and going through the process as I still learn and I still go through the process. But again, the one thing that I said, like physically, emotionally, just everything for me, I can't carry that stuff. And especially when I know that the Lord has got a whole scripture about it, that, cast your cares upon him because he's concerned about you. It's not that I'm a holy roller or, I'm so this, that, or the other. But at the end of the day, I believe what I believe. And it's got me this far. And so I just quickly release it. Like I told Johnny. And sometimes I can't. Sometimes it's so overwhelming, I can't get to that point of praying about it. And so I call him, and he quickly lets me release it. Yeah. And he gives it to Jesus, but he also points me to Jesus. So You know, that's the one thing I appreciate about us. This is where we are. This is not where we've always been. So for any, new couples that's saying, oh, well, I want to have that type of relationship or this, that, and the other or whatever. Your relationship is your relationship. And what works for you is going to work for you. But you got to figure that out. This is our rhythm.
You got to put the work in. And you got to go through the process and trust. I talked to a young man today, and, we had probably about a 20-minute conversation. And the one thing that I told him is no magic pill you can take. It's no secret book I'm going to give you to tell you this is what you do and it'll get you here. It's nothing that I can do. The process is the process. You have to go through it. Everything, even in 2022 and beyond, the process for your maturity, for your integrity, for the growth of your character, for the growth of you maturing is never going to change. It's no pill, it's no microwave you can pop it in, and then it's just nothing. You got to actually go through the process. If you want better, you can have better. Yeah. You just got to go through the process. Yeah. And this is what you see, the process. Now, for a different couple, or even for us, at a different time, this probably would have been bad, especially if we were doing a podcast. Y'all probably wouldn't have seen about a month of podcast because we wouldn't have been talking. We just wouldn't have been talking.
Like, for real.
And I'm gonna tell y'all, we not the people that get on camera and be like, when the lights, camera, action, boom, and we like, hey, this is Moments with the Mobleys. I'm John Mobleys. Salutations, blessings. No, we don't do that. No, because it's what you see is real. We don't. That's not something that I'm comfortable. What we bring to you is authentic. It's real. It's from the heart. It's not fake. So, yeah. So we had to get everything together, and then we decided to share it because it's fresh. It just happened. We good now. We moving on. Ain't nobody getting no divorce, and ain't nobody cremating nobody.
No, so we're not.
So we moving forward. We are stronger for it, and this is how we fight our battles, y'all. It's real. It's no different from nobody else. And couples out there, it can work. You got to put the work in. You got to get past the stuff. You got to be intentional about what you say. You can't. The person that you trying to build a family and a relationship with can't be your enemy too. They just can't be the person you against. It has to be different, and you got to trust that. Men, you got to allow her to be your helpmate. Women, be a helpmate, not the leader, the helpmate. My wife leads a lot of stuff in our relationship. She leads a lot of stuff in our relationship because she's better at it. So it's not that I give her, say, Deirdra, you're released to do. That's not how it go. Joker, if you better at it, head at it. Get in front. Let's go. And then once we get to a place I'm better, I get in front. We go. But that's a trust. That's a trust. But she honors me by being the head of the household and being the leader to say, hey, babe, I think we should do it like this. I think you're right. Let's do it. That's how that works. It doesn't make me a less of a man. It actually makes me a genius, because if I'm smart enough to know that I can't do it and somebody else can, and she my wife, that means she gonna make decisions best for the both of us. So I'm gonna benefit off that. Yeah. And that's where a lot of couples they fall in a rut, man. They think it's a some kind of magic word or something, but we want this. Yeah. Listen to me. Can you screen in close? We want this.
Can you screen in close?
That's not the right word. Alex laughing at, but you know what I'm saying. I'm
zoom in.
Can you zoom in?
Yeah, zoom in.
We want this. We want our relationship. We want our marriage. We want each other. We want this. You gotta want to be with your spouse, and she wants to be with me. So we make it work. Yeah. Y'all forgetting about the simple, basic stuff. And y'all want some magic pill. It's not. Something something attracted you to each other, and then when you start adding babies and bills and all this other stuff, and then stressors, and then all this stuff, and then you ain't peeling it. This is where you at now. This is where you at now. Men, peel the layers, bro. You got to peel the layers, let her in. Women, be receivable.
What I'm receiving?
Be receivable. What that old saying is, you want friends, but you ain't friendly. Be receivable. If I need, be receivable. Don't come at me crazy. Don't say little slick. Don't do stuff. Don't demand me. Just don't do none of that stuff. Let's talk. Let's get on the same page. Let's get a rhythm. Let's move forward.
You said don't demand me? Did you say demand me?
Demand? Did I say that?
Demand? What that mean?
Make me lesser than a man.
Oh, that's a new word. Demand.
Demand me. Diminish.
Baby, we gotta go.
Diminish me. They always trying to check. Huh?
Emasculate.
Emasculate. Oh, I was trying to get Allison to break the fourth wall.
She did. She been broken.
But
yeah.
Just don't. Just be friendly. Be kind. Want to be there. Just want to be there, man.
Yeah.
It's a process.
And we're better for this.
Yeah.
Again, you may not see it while you're going through, but we're better for this. Like Johnny said, we talked. We friends again, y'all.
Yeah.
We friends again. And this is a whole lot of progress, y'all, because y'all heard some of the stories from back in the day. But we did want to share because we want to show y'all that it happens. Even we're about to hit 30 years next month. And while we was going through, that was one of my questions to God. Like, we almost at 30. This should be easy peasy. Like, what is going on? But I truly believe that he allowed what was going on to happen. And as I told Johnny, when God wants your focus on him and when he wants your attention, he gonna get it.
Yeah.
And so I believe that he helped you get through this, and my prayers helped. Our talk that we had helped.
Yeah. Just
to refocus you on the fact that there's work to do.
Yeah. In
the kingdom. He has need of us. And I have need of you. And your family have need of you.
And there's a shift come every single time something like this happens, and then it happened to like people that are connected with us. There's a shift coming.
Yeah, I believe it's a shift coming. I believe that. And you know, I'm extremely glad that I know who you are. I know who you are. And sometimes the enemy can feel extremely threatened because, you know, he don't want you to be the full potential of who you are. And so that's why I stay so close to God, because I have invested too much into you. No, I'm just playing. Well, no, we have invested a lot in each other. Yeah, but at the end of the day, I know that like I told you the other day, you have, and I always tell you this, I say you have a beautiful mind and a beautiful heart. And so the enemy, he comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And if he can get you to focus on what's not going right, more than you're focusing on being grateful and thanking God for the fact that you're here and just to experience life and all the joys and all the good things in your life, if he can get you to focus on the one thing that didn't happen that you thought was a major part of the plan, then he can throw you off and he can take your great mornings away and he can take the glasses half empty and not half full. You know, he can take away the positive outlook that you have and that you give off to so many other people. If he can take that from you and he can tell you, well, don't turn your light on today, turn it off and keep it off, because this was supposed to happen and it didn't. And I asked him point blank, I said, are you mad at God?
And my answer was yes. Because he had the audacity to say I didn't say that. He said that. I ain't saying that. He gonna tell me
Listen,
I said that.
and I was like, oh, so that's what we doing?
He gonna tell me I said it.
Right.
And
I said,
I
well,
wanted him to put favor on it.
But
he was right.
You answered your own. He answered his own question with it. So, like I told him, you already said that's not really what happened. And that's not what he told you. At the end of the day, like I told you, you got to go to him and you got to work that out with him.
Yeah.
And tell him, Lord, I'm sorry. It wasn't you. It was me. And I feel like the Lord be saying, I know my child.
I actually said
but
today,
I still love you.
I actually said
son.
today, I said, I wonder if God be sitting up in the angels and they be having little bets on us watching the TV like a comedy station. He'd be like, hey, I told you that Joker was going to. I saw it coming. I saw it. He was going to act crazy. I knew it was. I knew he was.
And let's see if Deirdra
I think Deirdra. No, then another angel probably said, no, Deirdra, he better not cross Deirdra the wrong way. That ain't going to turn out good for him.
But the Lord say, she going to be all right and she going to stay. She not going to cut him because I've graced her and I've given her grace. And she's going to extend it, a lot of it to him.
Thank you, Jesus, for the grace. And I apologize, Lord. I'm sorry because you didn't say it. I had to rewind in my mind and I was like, but you said. And he was like, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
Never told you. I said, but you said go after the HR job. Just go ahead. You got the background for it.
We didn't.
You can do it.
See, now we're just babbling and we got to go. But the end of the story is we're better.
And we back friends.
Because I missed my friend.
Friends for life.
Well, we always friends. You just wasn't.
And as you can see, y'all have never heard me say that I will put her in the water. Nothing. Y'all never heard none of that. I'm gonna leave now because that got me on something else. Now y'all have never heard me say it. Now that's not saying that it won't happen. Hey, y'all, thank y'all for joining tonight. This has been Moments with the Mobleys. I am your man, Johnny Mobley
You did
Jr.
say you was gonna bang my head into the window on the side on my door.
You got a recording?
No, but I'm telling the truth.
This has been Moments
All
with
things
the Mobleys.
Mobleys. Momentswiththemobleys.com, y'all. Go check us out. Thank y'all for riding with us. We are very, very ordinary people with extraordinary
purpose. And we know that. We don't believe that. We know that.
We know that.
Y'all also look out for the next date night. It's coming soon. Get your tickets. It's about to go down.
Guess what, y'all? I got the proof of this book that I've been writing that y'all probably don't believe is ever coming out.
Oh, where the book at?
I'm not showing it yet.
Oh.
Y'all got the...
nasty. See how nasty was right there?
They probably say she was lying. She was putting them flyers out so she could get money. She ain't wrote no book.
It was a process, y'all.
I did, y'all, and I got the proof, which means the pre-order people who pre-ordered, thank y'all so much.
Y'all about to get
y'all
y'all gift boxes.
Y'all about to get y'all reveal box, and I'm so excited. And so, that's why the enemy be trying to fight us, y'all, because he be trying to stifle his purpose. But the Lord has already said that we're victorious and we believe it and we know it. We don't just believe it, we know it.
We know it. We got to know it. We off the milk now. We got to eat this food.
That's all we got to say.
So we got to know. So
the Lord does this and sustains this, so we thank him every day. Amen. Amen.
Amen.
What's your name? Who are you?
Johnny Mobley Jr. Do you know who I am?
And I'm still his wife, Deirdra Mobley.
And we something like ordinary couple.
Junior, with extraordinary purpose.
Did you do your greeting before we started?
I did.
Okay. Greetings, salutations, accolades, and
something.
Blessings.
We have extraordinary purpose. You gonna say night-night?
Peace.
Night-night, y'all.